Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. So please go to those channels if you get some any more information, updated information, and that's where we'll be trying to contact or communicate with our travelers throughout this situation. If you are traveling today or the next couple of days, please check with your airline for flight and baggage information. That information is not available currently on our SEA airport apps that we know a lot of folks have used in the past or on our website. So check in with your airline flight and baggage information apps. They're the ones that have the key information for it right now, and that's where you're going to get your updates. The Frontier, Spirit, Sun Country, and the international airlines are especially affected. These are some of our folks that are using our common use check-in counters and our kiosks, and also the common use gates that we have. Please arrive at least 3 hours early if you're traveling with these carriers. If you're traveling with one of these carriers, we also encourage you to arrive early for check-in and baggage checks. So that may take a little bit more time with some of those. In particular, our international folks, we're seeing some longer lines for those, as there are a lot of folks that typically check in a lot of items for our international passengers. So that may take you a little bit extra time, which also may mean then that flight will probably be a little bit later as well too, is what we're seeing. They're making sure that they get everybody on board as much as they can, and then they'll depart. Use your airline app again to get your mobile boarding pass and check baggage before you get to the airport. Wi-Fi again at the airport is unavailable, so doing it before you get to the airport will help speed up the check-in process. I know TSA is noting for us as well too, is that if you can print your if you can print your boarding pass ahead of time, that's a big key as well, or at least have that again on your airline app, using your airline app for those pieces. Certain programs and services that we offer here through the airport are not available. So that's like the SEA Visitor Pass is not available. The Airport Lost and Found are currently unavailable, and they'll process your inquiries as soon as possible. We're trying to get those up as soon as possible. But again, those are all interconnected with our systems here at the port. Checkpoint wait times are currently unavailable on our display screens, as are all the flight information boards. Those are still down because those are operated by the airport. I can tell you, though, at this point, the checkpoint lines are not problematic for us, quite honestly, because the lines that we do have typically are on the ticket counters. That's basically spread out some of the lines that are happening at the checkpoints. Checkpoints are doing a great job. We appreciate our partners with TSA. People are getting through and not having any concerns with that. In fact, throughout the summer, we've had a great record with the majority of our folks have been getting through security checkpoints in less than 30 minutes throughout the summer. So we're really happy about how that's going. So that's not one of the key factors that you got to worry about. We are encouraging, though, passengers to take carry-on luggage if possible and follow standard TSA guidelines for packing, including the 311 liquids rule. Customers can get assistance from our customer care team on any of our @FlySEA social media and channels, and on a Customer Care Connect, which is 800-544-1965, 800-544-1965. And then in the terminal, look for any of our team in green. In vests and in shirts that we've got with our folks, those are the folks that you want to pay attention to, and they know what's going on. So if they're telling you to wander this way or go to that way, that's the place to go, because they've been here constantly on the ground here in this situation. They're the ones to listen to. If you have downloaded our FlySEA app previous to the outage that's been going on, you can still use that for access to maps and things that are going on to navigate throughout the airport. So that is one of the good things. You can still use it. It's not going to, again, give you the updates for what your flight updates or what the your situation for your specific flight or airline is, but you can help navigate around the airport with it. From a baggage standpoint, if you can travel without bags, do so, without checking bags, that is. If you can travel without checking bags, do so. So our airlines are encouraging folks to be able to just go ahead and carry on what you need and go straight to the security checkpoints. That'll make a big difference from that standpoint. If you are looking to check bags, it may take you some extra time. So be aware of that in particular. So our major airlines like Delta and Alaska, United and Southwest are not having this kind of situation affecting them. So in that situation, it's working well for them, but there are still challenges from our system on the back side of that, which is what our baggage system is, that is potentially delaying some bags to get to where they're going to go. So you may not notice anything until maybe you get to your destination. There's still some backlog of those types of bags that potentially could still be waiting for your arrival, whether that's the next flight it comes back to or it's delivered in another way. They have different ways in which they provide their baggage for that. So if you can travel without bags, just carry-ons, please do so at this point. And then finally, just as a note from the Port of Seattle overall, the cruise ship operations are operating as normal. Port of Seattle Maritime Facility phone systems are down as part of the system outage, but the cruise operations are still occurring. We still see plenty of our cruise passengers that are here in the terminal and moving on to the next step for what they're looking to do as well too, and to catch into their next flight. So quickly, I want to connect with Greg Hawko, who is our Federal Service Director here for TSA. I have a couple of comments first. Thanks, Greg.
Good afternoon. Greg Hawko, Federal Security Director for the TSA for the state of Washington. I'd like to reinforce again that the security of the traveling public was not impacted by this at all. All of our systems remained operational, and our checkpoint equipment and all of our processes were not impacted. We continue to screen throughout both checked baggage and checked point passengers without any issues. Our team here in the Seattle for the TSA has worked nonstop 24 hours a day, every day. But this weekend, they all came together and worked even harder, and the team here did an amazing job that helped limit the amount of impacts that the airport community and the traveling public experienced while coming through the airport. I want to reinforce that if you have the opportunity to use a mobile boarding pass or print your boarding pass at home, please do. That will help through the checkpoints and speed your time through. Ability to maybe skip the ticket counters and have something that we can use our technology to screen as opposed to manually. Also, please, if you're not used to traveling with only carry-on bags, check your bags for prohibited items and remember the 311 liquid rules. As we head into a very busy holiday weekend, we will continue to see high levels of passenger volume, and please be prepared for security.